I didn't quite get the last bit.
The gaps in as far as, a child's right to know their father is concerned in the legal framework. What is it the law clear about in terms of just, because I understand the Children's Act 2022, somewhere around Section 8, it speaks to the right to parental care and protection. So what gaps exist in terms of just ensuring that this is achieved?
So I would say that the law as is right now, it has tried, because this the Children Act is a recent legislation, and it has tried to kind of be as expansive as it can be. We have the law has tried to address most of the issues that were initially not addressed in the previous act of 2001, I think. So when I look at the law as is right now, maybe what it has failed to provide is maybe the right to the child as far as accessing education is concerned, because there are no clear stipulation on how you can have that identity. The father can be in your life, but if this father or this parent fails to meet up their responsibilities, you'll find that the act is silent, the law is silent. If, for example, today I fail to take my child to school, nothing really will happen to me as the father. So the law on as far as accessing education, and we know right now education is key to every child, or rather to everyone. So if we find that such an important aspect of life, there are no mechanism on how to enforce that provision, you'll find that that's a gap that we need to address. Also I would think about child labor. The law has really failed to protect the child as far as the child labor is concerned. When you just take a stroll right now across our streets, you'll find most children or underage children doing manual work. And to this extent, I feel like the law has failed to protect this child, because sometimes it is the situation that forces them to do what they're doing. But the state also needs to come in and make sure that as far as the children are concerned, they're not supposed to engage in child labor. Other countries have done it. For example, in the UK, before you hit the age of, for example, 16 years, you are not allowed to. The child is protected. They can't do any manual work as far as labor is concerned. So I think our law has failed, or there's a gap as far as that is concerned. And also, when we talk about, normally, in so far as identity is concerned, we tend to presume that it's always the mother who decides what's the best interest of the child. And in most cases, we fail to recognize the father. Also, I think the law has a gap as far as protecting the identity of the child as against the father is concerned. So I think those are some of the gaps that, if I take a quick scan of our Children's Act, that's what I can see for now. And courts have tried to address themselves on this issue, and maybe I think we will delve on that later.
So in short, you're saying the law does fall short in enforcing what the Constitution says in Section 8 on the right to parental care and protection. Wakili?
Yeah, enforcement mechanism is not very clear, because the law is not supposed to be there in vain. Whenever there's a provision in law, there has to be a mechanism on how you're supposed to enforce that provision. It's not just there for the sake of being there.